Hello, it's Sunday afternoon, first day of Parshas Vayikra. Some of our boys are being called up this week to go to the army. They asked if I could perhaps produce a short Dvar Torah because they won't have time to learn, but something that I could say for them or to them. There's a Gemara in Makkos that says, "Oimdos hayiragleinu b'sharayich Yerushalayim." What helped that Oimdos hayiragleinu, that our legs were able to stand in war? B'sharayich Yerushalayim. The people were sitting and learning Torah in the gates of Yerushalayim. In your particular case, you are boys that are B'nai Torah, that learn whenever you can. And therefore, you're both. You're both the Amdas Hayiragleinu, you're both the legs and the bodies that are in the army and defending B'nai Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael. And B'sharayich Yerushalayim, you're also B'nai Torah. The Gemara says, Chishev Lasa is mitzvah v'layasa. If somebody wanted to do a mitzvah and wasn't able to do it, Ma'alav Akasav Kiloasa, Pasuk considers it as if he did it. If you want to hear Divrei Torah, whenever you have a few moments of time, it means if you had more time, you would learn more. So it's Chishav Las as mitzvah v'layasa, wanting to do a mitzvah, not being able to do it. It's as if you did it. So you are both being Mekayim the B'sharach Yerushalayim, the equivalent of learning Torah as Andas Hayaragleinu, as your legs stand in the battlefield, protecting the borders and protecting Klal Yisrael. Pasuk says when the second Beis Hamikdash was being built, that there were half the people were doing building, and v'chatzia machzikim b'ramachim, and half were holding spears to protect those that were building. So normally, that would mean there are people that are sitting and learning wherever they are, and these days people are learning in their homes. And these banayich are baynayich, these are the builders. The builders are the ones that are Isaac B'Torah. And Chetzia Machzikim B'Ramachim, the other half is holding spears. But here we have a situation where the ones holding the spears are also the Bainayach. The B'nai Torah, the boys who learned in yeshivas and learned in yeshivas, the boys who would learn and could learn and want to learn, but they're giving their time in order to protect our people. You are not only the Chetzia Machzikim B'Ramachim, you're also the Bainim, the builders of Torah, the builders of Eretz Yisrael, as well as those that are protecting. I don't know if you remember, we learned Shir Hashirim once in school, and there are some psukim that relate to the Jewish army. Pasuk says, Shinayach ke'eder aktsuvos, your teeth are like a flock, very, very fixed, shalom and arachta, like teeth that just came out of the wash, clean. Shakulam mat imais, they're all perfect teeth. V'shakula ein bahem, they're missing nothing. Rashi says it's referring to Gibayri Yisrael, that they're mighty warriors and they can tear everything apart. But other warriors, when they become warriors, they become animals. And our warriors are perfect. We have a very moral army. We have Toar HaNeshek. The 12,000 people who went out to Midian and came back, and even though they already had once a misfortune with the girls of Midian, they came back and they said, Leinifkat mimenu ish. Not one man from us did a sin. We were in battle, we fought. No, it wasn't one sin. Maybe, possibly, we're not even sure. If somebody had a thought of a sin, and even for that, we brought a kapara. They took all the what they had captured, they brought it to Moshe. There wasn't a penny missing. There was no paro, no chamor echad. Rashi says nothing was missing. That's shinayach, your teeth, your powerful warriors, ke'eder aktsuvos, like a perfect flock that come out of the wash, perfectly clean soldiers, clean warriors who do what they need to do to protect our people. With chas v'shulam, it never affects their personality to become anything but the finest of people. Shakula matimais, they're so perfect. V'shakula emem, there's nothing missing. The next pasuk is Kechut Hashani Sif Seisayach, like a red line are your lips. Umidborech nava, your words are perfect. Kefelach harimain rakosech, your forehead is like a slice from a pomegranate. Mibadlet samosech, that comes from out from the kerchief. What does this mean? Rashi explains, and I'm saying it in short. I'm sure you remember that Kalev and Pinchas had promised Rachav that if Rachav protects them, they would make sure that when the Jews come into Israel, Rachav and her family would be protected. Do you know what the first thing that Yeshua told the Jews as they crossed the Yarden? Remember, we promised Rachav. Remember, we have to keep our word. The words of encouragement that he gave the soldiers were not tear them apart and kill them that we know what we have to do. But you should know, if you're a soldier, your lips are a red line, your words have to be beautiful. Imagine that's what a general tells the soldiers when they're going into battle. Make sure we keep our word. Even the empty ones are full of mitzvahs like a remind. What's mibadlet samasech? What comes out from a kerchief hair? There are different parts of the body. There's a heart, there are lungs, there's a liver, there's kidneys, there's eyes, there's a brain. There are important parts. Hair is just something that's attached to the body. And sometimes there are Jews that are like hair. They're attached to the body, they're Jews, but they have no Torah, they have no mitzvahs. They're not, so to speak, the key parts of the body of Yisrael. But nevertheless, Rakosech, these empty ones, are full of mitzvahs like a remind. I remember Natanel Maman told me when he was in the army, they had like 4 boys from yeshiva and 4 boys that were observant, and they never had minyan. It never failed that the non-observant boys, the non-religious boys, always helped them make a minyan. Even when they're not observant, even the ones that are empty are full of mitzvahs like a remind. Everybody wants good, everybody does good, everybody means good. Some people don't quite understand everything yet, but whatever they understand, they're doing, and they're doing. There's no chas v'sholem. We have no lahachas. Even a non-observant soldier also appreciates an observant one. Kemigdal David Tzavarech Banu Talpiyos. Tzavarech, Rashi says, referring to Beis Hamikdash, this is your Migdal David, this is your fortress. Elef Hamogin Tolei Kol Shiltei HaGiborim. 1,000 shields are hanging on it, the Shiltei HaGiborim. The Tzavarech is the Beis Hamikdash, that's our fortress. The United States, they have Fort Dix and Fort this and Fort that. There's all kinds of fortresses. And what are in the fortresses? There are shields in the fortresses. There's armor in the fortresses. There are weapons. There's armaments. There's munitions. We also have a fortress. Our fortress was the Mikdash. And the Mikdash was a Lishkas Hagozis. And before the soldiers went out to war, they went to the Lishkas Hagozis, to the Sanhedrin, to ask for a bracha, to ask that they should be matzliach, that everybody should come home safely. That's how Jewish soldiers go to war. Remember in the beginning of the 6-Day War, I forgot the name of the Air Force general who told the pilots before they went out, Shema Yisrael hayem atem yotzim l'mechum al oveichem. I don't think he was observant, but the words that he said could have come from a Rosh Hashiva, could have come from a Rebbe. Bottom line, we do look to our Rabbanim, we look to our Sanhedrin, we look to our tzaddikim, and this is our fortress, and that's where our shields are hung. I'm saying it quickly. Your 2 breasts are like 2 young deer, Harayim Basheshanim. Rashi says, who are the 2 breasts? The Moshe and Aaron, or the Shtei Luchos. This all fits together. If your mother's milk was nursed from the 2 breasts, if your mother's milk was nursed from Moshe and Aaron, it was nursed from the Shtei Luchos, if that's how you grew up, then of course before you go to battle, Kemigdal David Tzavarech, your fortress becomes the Beis Hamikdash. Your generals become your Rabbanim, become your Rosh Hashivas, become the ones who motivate you to do whatever you have to do to protect all Yisrael. Then you become people that the most important thing when you go into battle is to make sure that your mouth is clean and your words are clean. That's what makes you into a Jewish warrior. That's what makes you into a Jewish hero. And then Shinach Keder Aktuvis, then your teeth are perfect, Shalom and Arachs are perfectly clean. There's Chas v'Sholom, there's no stealing, there's no taking something from somebody else. There's no question of arayas, there's no question of any yisurim. That's how a Jewish soldier goes to war. A Jewish soldier who's a Jewish child who grew up in a Jewish home, who has a Jewish mouth and has Jewish hands, and has a Jewish mind, that's how he goes to war. He goes out clean and comes out yet cleaner. Kadosh Baruch Hu should watch over you, you should be mitzliach b'chamas yadeichem, you should come home safely, you should be the agents that help to bring Shalom HaYisrael. We should have the Gula Shalema with the real Shalom. Hashem Yivorech Esame Basholim. I treasure you. I treasure you. You are our heroes.